Welcome to part 2 of Football is Political. Today I am here with, once again, Simeon. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, what's good? You know me good and well, I think. I'm not good at doing intros. Move on, please.
Okay, and we're here with a new guest, or a new friend, Joel Pardue. Go ahead.
My name is Joel. That's it.
Okay. Today we'll be talking about a single team, a shit team. We'll be talking about the San Francisco 49ers, and I think Joel should start us off here.
First of all, we talk about the quarterback. Brock Purdy, he's been doing really good this season, but there's been many times where he did bad, like last year, for example. It kind of wasn't our year, but he still was bad, but this year he got really good. He's been doing really good this season.
Indeed. I see where you're coming from. Simeon, do you have anything to say about that as a 49ers fan?
Alright.
Please argue. It's a podcast.
Alright, so what I'm going to say about Brock Purdy, okay? He came out of Iowa State, right? He was the last draft pick. He was known as Mr. Irrelevant, right? Okay, so, he got put on the 49ers as a third-string quarterback. And then he wasn't doing a whole lot, right? Because, behind him was Garoppolo and Trey Lance. I don't know what happened to him. Garoppolo got injured, so everyone was praying on Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy led them to the NFC Championship. Granted, he did have great receivers, but he knew how to use them well. And now, he's doing pretty good for himself, even though the Browns humbled him pretty well with their great defense. And that's about it.
Some great talk from Simeon.
What do you got to say, Peyton?
You know, I don't, Simeon's muted. Anyway, I don't know much about the 49ers. I don't really study on them, to be honest. All I know is that they kind of clearly, don't have their, crap in order because that field goal they tried to kick against the Browns wasn't very clean, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. We need to talk about that.
Right now.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with most of the teams in the NFL. Some teams are actually smart and they have, they're down to earth and they have some good field goal kickers. Because, stuff like when the game was, you gotta have a good kicker. Kickers clutch up.
Yeah.
There's maybe 40% of Super Bowls are clutched up by a field goal. That's how big field goals are. And 49ers just didn't have a good kicker, and that wasn't just there. So they really need to work on the kick, and every team does. Every team needs to make sure that they know that they're going to get a field goal in, because they don't need to put out that unit and then not get a field goal when they need it the most.
Yeah, and like you said, field goals are pretty important. When I first got into football, I really never focused on kickers, punters. I never really focused on them. I didn't think they were that important. But now I'm getting close, more down to earth with football, like you said. They are some of the most important members of the team.
Yeah, when the wide receivers, when tight ends, they can't get first down, then they know they can't get first down. If they're close to the goal line, they're going to go for a field goal. And if they don't, then they're going to go for it. And if they don't, you know what I'm saying. They're going to punt it, or they're going to go for a first down, or they'll go for a field goal. But some teams, they get too cocky, and they think they're too good, and they'll go for it, and most of the time it won't happen. So that's why, because they also know that they probably don't have a good kicker. The 49ers, almost everything in their team is really good. Their kicker is actually really pretty good, too. They have a pretty good kicker. It's just, you can tell by that kick that he wasn't, putting enough time into. They was just focused on their offense mostly. Most teams focus on their offense or defense instead of a kicker.
Yeah. How about we talk about the defense?
Defense. Okay. 49ers.
Well, yeah, Simeon, you start off with the defense since you're the biggest 49 fan here.
Alright, so their defense.
Real quick, I have to go downstairs and check on something, so y'all just argue here while I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so their defense is actually, like, very, very good because they have great players like Nick Bosa. They have Greenlaw. Greenlaw is great, but I think he's out. I think he might come back for the Vikings game, but, like, even still, you have Fred Warner and Travarius Ward as a corner. I've got the other one's name, but, like, just generally, their defense is pretty good, well-rounded.
Yeah.
Fred Warner might be my favorite out of the defensive players.
Their defense is okay. It's a little above. It's above average because there was undefeated, so their defense does stand in there. But their defense ain't the best. It could be like I was talking about. They focus on the offense mostly. The 49ers and the Dolphins. That's really most of what they focus about is the offense. I mean, yeah, like offense is the most important because you want to get touchdowns, you want to win. But later on, it's going to come into defensive interceptions, stuff like that. And I haven't really been seeing that in 49ers games. Simeon. Your turn.
Yeah, like, the point you're trying to make here is that, like, the offense is really great because they have, like, very explosive players like C-Mac, Juszczyk to some extent. You have Debo.
Kittle.
Oh, yeah, Kittle's explosive.
Yeah.
Very.
And like I said about, Brock Purdy, he was doing pretty good this season. One of the best this season. And he's just growing.
He is.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah. With defense, like I was saying, it really does come and play with offense because if you have a really, a great offensive team and you have a defensive team, it's going to be good. Like, some teams actually, go, more on the defense side and some go more on the offensive side. Like, Dolphins, offensive, I would really say, it's hard to say, but, lower teams kind of really go into more of the defensive. And, so the 49ers game, they have above average defense, but their offense is really good. Like you said, Simon is explosive. So, that's why they was undefeated for real. But then when it came to the Browns are the Browns have good defense, good defense.
Yeah,
and
they figured out.
Yeah, they just stopped it in the end.
To get George Kittle into play.
Yeah.
So
This is what, the Browns defense is what Simeon was talking about in the last podcast.
Yeah, they have good defense. But, like I said, when it comes to kickers, you don't need a kicker. If you're an offensive, really, main, your main is offense, then you're going to need a kicker. Because, defensive will step in or another offense will step in. And when it really comes into, a tie like that, the time, power, you're going to need a kicker. You're going to need a good kicker to make sure that you can get them field goals in. Because when they stop you and you try to go for it and you fail, that's just you going down. That's just you missing out. I would say, every two, times they had the ball, they could have got at least 6 points and 2 field goals. That's they didn't focus on. They most teams, like I said, need to focus on their kicking because most teams are good on really good on offense. Like Dolphins, 49ers, Philadelphia, and Kansas, because they don't have Travis Kelce, but they're still doing really good. But a team's gonna focus on defense mainly or offense mainly. Now there is a couple teams that do both. And then they have a really good kicker, and then when a team which beat the undefeated because they're smart. They get paid.
Yeah. The thing is, Jake Moody, he's a very good kicker as a rookie. I think he's a rookie, but
yeah,
I think he needs a little bit more, time to.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot more time.
Momentum.
Yeah.
Oh, how about we talk a little bit about the 49ers' recent games from Week 1 and the games coming up in the future.
Yeah. Okay. So far, I was doing really good until the Browns got out of the defense. And now the Browns do my field goal. They didn't, Cougar didn't clutch up. Like I said, they didn't retire the field goal. But like when it comes to like stuff. Get off all this stuff and do what I told you. You said when you got back you would.
I can cut this part out.
Okay. Well, yeah. Just their game's been really good. It's just they need more on the field goal, and they just need to get better defense, and they'll probably be undefeated next year. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Yeah. Thank you for being on, Joel.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. See y'all later.
Okay, see you later, dude. Anyway, Simeon, I think we should continue this. We're only at the 11-minute mark.
Mm.
Anyway, anything to say about Week 1 of the San Francisco?
Who did they play Week 1?
I actually don't remember. I might have to.
Let me go check.
Yeah. Joel was making some really good conversation. We could really use him in the later podcasts, and maybe he'll be back for this one. But yeah.
Okay. So oh yeah, they played the Steelers Week 1 and blew them out 30-7.
Oh wow. Against the Steelers, 30-7 is crazy.
Yep.
I'd like to take this time to mention that I have a second podcast album for me and my brother where we do updates on the recent weeks and games.
Interesting. Wait, does Jackson have like a Snapchat or something?
No, he lives with me, doofus. I brought him upstairs, and we both worked together to make a podcast where we updated everybody on week 5 and 6.
Mhm.
Well, this might be where we have to end this podcast. It was shorter, but we did make some interesting conversation.
Indeed.
Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast. There will definitely be more in the future. This may be a 2-part podcast here. We may continue from where we left off, but we hope everybody enjoyed listening to this, and we will hope that you continue to listen to all of our podcasts. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye. Simeon?
Wait, hold on. What if like second part we add the Eagles to the conversation?
Oh, yeah, we can definitely extend that second part. But like I said, this is the end. I also have things to do. So, thank you for listening, and bye-bye. Simeon?
Bye.
Here we go.